Federal judge handing down the sentence to Enrique Tarrio, 22 years in prison for seditious conspiracy in connection to the January 6th Capitol attack.
18 years in prison.
17 years in prison.
15 years behind bars.
170 months in prison. That's 14 years and 2 months.
10 years in prison.
Man from Arizona has now been sentenced to probation for his role in the January 6th insurrection. Ray Epps pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor. He must complete 100 hours of community service. Forced into hiding when right-wing conspiracy theorists accused him of being an undercover agent. He's filed a defamation suit against Fox News for spreading that rumor.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What? No! Peacefully. Fed.
Monument Hill.
Speaking. We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction.
Under public pressure, the January 6th committee finally interviewed Ray Epps. Epps told the committee that he never entered the Capitol and therefore never committed a crime. His text messages showed that at 2:12 p.m., he boasted to his nephew that he had, quote, orchestrated the protests at the Capitol. He admitted he helped get people there. Yet, curiously, congressional Democrats consider Ray Epps an ally, not an insurrectionist. Tonight we can tell you that at the very least, Ray Epps lied in his sworn testimony to the January 6th committee. Epps testified that when he sent the text messages to his nephew, he had already left the Capitol grounds to return to his hotel room. That is not true. The surveillance footage we found shows that, in fact, Ray Epps remained at the Capitol for at least another half an hour. You're seeing that on your screen now. What was Epps doing there? We can't say, but we do know that he lied to investigators. The January 6th committee likely knew this too. Democrats had access to the same tape.
Tonight, the January 6th committee wants to talk to another Republican congressman. The panel has asked Georgia Congressman Barry Loudermilk to come in for an interview about a Capitol tour that it says took place on January 5th, the day before the riot. The Capitol was closed at the time because of the pandemic.
At one point, the January 6th committee publicly accused Republican Congressman Barry Loudermilk of Georgia of leading a reconnaissance mission through the Capitol building the day before.
They were looking for some member of Congress that was involved in all this.
The surveillance tape that we reviewed shows this story is a lie, and the Democrats on the committee knew it was a lie when they told it. The so-called reconnaissance mission Democrats alleged was nothing more than Congressman Loudermilk giving a guided tour to his constituents from Georgia, none of whom were, quote, insurrectionists. Loudermilk didn't even take the group inside the Capitol building. They walked through a congressional office building down the street.
The FBI totally cleared them. The committee knew this before they actually made their accusations against me. They wanted to create this story that would, fit where they wanted the evidence to lead.
Later that day, Senator Hawley fled after those protesters he helped to rile up stormed the Capitol. See for yourself.
When the committee wasn't accusing Republican office holders of planning riots on January 6th, it was accusing them of running away from those riots like cowards. In the case of Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri, the committee and their allies accused him of both.
Josh Hawley is a
To prove that Josh Hawley was a coward, the committee released video of him loping out of the building on the afternoon of January 6th with a police escort. The tape became a staple on social media. But in fact, the surveillance footage we reviewed shows that famous clip was a sham, edited deceptively by the January 6th committee. The clip was propaganda, not evidence. The actual videotape shows that Hawley was one of many lawmakers being ushered out of the building by Capitol Hill police officers. And in fact, Hawley was at the back of the pack. The coward tape was a lie. one of many from the January 6th committee.
Prosecutors asked for the maximum sentence under federal guidelines, just over 4 years, saying he egged on other rioters and posted vitriolic messages on social media in the months before January 6th.
What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show that Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber. Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate. Watch.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
The violent demonstrations that consumed the Capitol this week left 5 people dead. Among them, 42-year-old Brian Sicknick, a Capitol Police officer since 2008, a native of New Jersey.
One of the mysteries of the January 6th insurrection is solved tonight. The D.C. medical examiner today ruled that Capitol Hill police officer Brian Sicknick died of natural causes.
But Brian Sicknick should not be reduced to a prop for the political ambitions of the Democratic Party. He was a human being. The facts of his life matter, including how he died. To this day, media accounts describe Sicknick as someone who was, quote, slain on January 6th. The video we reviewed proves that is a lie. Here is surveillance footage of Sicknick walking in the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by the mob outside. By all appearances, Sicknick is healthy and vigorous. He's wearing a helmet, so it's hard to imagine he was killed by a head injury. Whatever happened to Brian Sicknick was very obviously not the result of violence he suffered at the entrance to the Capitol. This tape overturns the single most powerful and politically useful lie that Democrats have told us about January 6th. And it was indeed a lie.
Fed!